Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I rise today to support this motion for a simple reason. The heartbreak needs to end. It was almost a year ago that I met Stacey. She had booked an appointment with me to discuss the topic, and in my calendar it read, BC's drug policy. When I walked into the boardroom, she had pictures spread out in front of me. I sat down and she started to speak. "This is my son," she said, "when he was 12, when he was 13, the year he first tried marijuana. Here's a picture of him when he was 14. Here's a picture of him when he was 15. The year I was told that the only way to get treatment for him, for his addictions, and help was to turn him over to MCFD. We were successful in getting him committed, but Kelowna General Hospital released him immediately, saying that they didn't have a bed for him. Here he is at 16, and here he is at 17 when he got kicked out of the group home. This is how I found him when I came to get him. The photos were haunting. I saw a boy becoming a shell of a teenager, completely obliterated by his addictions. But I looked closer. What was next to him in that photo of him at 17? No, it couldn't be. It was a sleeping bag and a tent given to him by this government. This mom told me the story of his son's addictions and showed me a printout of the 7 prescriptions that he has filled every single month for free under this government. Dilaudid, gabapentin, hydromorphone, just to name 3. She looked at me with disgust, pointed her finger at me, and said, "This is my son today. This is what your province's drug policies have done to my son. He's not going to make it to 19. My heart broke looking at that last picture that she showed me. He was a shell, hollow, empty, without hope. And sadly, he's not alone. Gratefully, I told her, it's not my government that has these policies. It's not me that ever voted for this NDP's decriminalization policy that has left her and her son without hope. Last year was the deadliest year for overdose deaths in provincial history. Under this government, the crisis has gotten worse every single year, year after year. And more than a year after the NDP's reckless decriminalization experiment, not only have more innocent lives been lost than ever before, but the explosion of chaos and public safety concerns on our streets not only has many people feeling unsafe, but also works to further stigmatize those suffering from addiction issues. Their trauma is on our streets for all to see. Today, my colleagues and I stand united in our call for urgent attention to the ongoing toxic drug overdose crisis, a crisis that has torn families apart, devastated our already overstrained healthcare system, and resulted in the preventable loss of thousands of British Columbians. Husbands, wives, sons, daughters, mothers, fathers, lost. And what action has the NDP government taken in response to this escalating emergency? Well, they've ignored and dismissed concerns raised by addictions doctors and the BC United Caucus for years, instead engaging in a reckless decriminalization experiment without guardrails, with the lives of British Columbians on the line. It's not working. Despite the NDP's constant gaslighting, the RCMP and police agencies across the province are showing evidence of the diversion of publicly supplied addictive drugs, putting vulnerable people, youth, and children at risk. The diversion of drugs is not a good thing. This program needs to stop. There is nothing safe about this supply of publicly supplied addictive drugs. And what we've heard today is a stark testament to the human cost of these policies. But better is possible. And I got to finish my meeting with Stacey, telling her about hope, about a whole plan for a recovery-oriented system of care for those struggling with addiction that we have Everything must prioritize getting people the treatment they need and deserve with no financial barriers to getting better. We cannot allow this crisis to continue. The heartbreak must end. Better is possible with the BC United.
Thank you, member.
Thank you.